I'm telling y'all, it was too good to be true. I tell you, Mark Zuckerberg joining the MAGA movement, being a Trump fanboy. Too good to be true now. It's being said that he actually funded anti-Trump groups. We're going to get into that in just a second. But first, I want y'all to see this illegal alien get caught and his girlfriend passes out.
This is today, February 15. People getting arrested. They working. His wife just got here and he's gonna get arrested, probably deported. His wife just got here. This is very sad. Unbelievable. They working. They just work and they hard worker. And they use...
Just pay attention to the feet, y'all. Pay attention to the feet.
People inside the apartment. This is community. And the woman just passed out, his wife.
Well,
get her some water.
get us some legal papers. For real. And the question that comes attached to this video is, what is your message to his wife? I'm going to know in the comments right now. What y'all got to say? I'm over here smacking on this good old trail mix. I can't do the dried grapes though. That ain't me. Never been a raisin guy. Anywho, I'm checking myself for the anywho today, y'all. Y'all know that I know y'all had to see the Mark Zuckerberg situation, but I have to give y'all some context before we get there. Now, remember, we covered this video though, or one of her videos, not this particular one. This woman on TikTok created this ice map, which helps illegal aliens evade getting detained, getting caught, going to jail. Now, check this out.
This is for people who live in Baltimore. If you live in Baltimore, please pay attention. I got a tip from one of my followers who DM'd me, letting me know that they got a tip from somebody that they trust, that supposedly Johns Hopkins Hospital should be expecting ICE to show up there this week to conduct arrests in relation to deportations. We don't know exactly what days it's happening. And again, this person that reached out to me and gave me this tip says that this information is from a trusted source from within the hospital itself. So this message is really important. I'm going to repeat all of this in Spanish for those that listen in Spanish. Este video es...
No, está bien. Yo no necesito. Yo sé un poco, comprende, poquito, pero hablo. Let me stop trying. Anywho, checking myself for that, y'all. Trying to be better, man. I'm trying to get better. Now let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of all this.
People may recall.
Oops. Come on now. Let me introduce it first. Natalie Winters is exposing Mark Zuckerberg for funding groups leaking ICE raid information, suing Trump, and more. Could Mark Zuckerberg have helped in some part that other woman that we just seen?
People may recall last week we talked about how the New York Times came after a Twitter thread that I did showing how Mark Zuckerberg had been funneling money to groups that are tied to all the lawfares, the lawsuits that you've been talking about, particularly an organization called Protect Democracy. But the story gets even darker. You know, we like to bring the receipts here in the war room, as we always say. Okay. Well, after I broke that story, that thread, the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative actually went back to their website, which used to list over 5,000 grants that they've doled out to overwhelmingly far-left organizations. But that's besides the point, at least for this second. But what's so interesting is that after I put that thread out, they actually reversed their website, and now they only list 680 grants, saying that they're only doing post-2024 grants, conveniently everything they did to rig the 2020 election.
Wow, that's a very different number.
is now gone. But I also want to push back on this idea that Mark Zuckerberg could have never funded a group that's tied to ongoing and active Trump resistance, because I actually, donor advised funds aside, the Silicon Valley Community Foundation aside, Forward US, which was founded by Mark Zuckerberg in 2013, in addition to the Chan Zuckerberg initiative, I've actually identified over a dozen organizations that have been funded by them that are actively involved in some form of resistance against President Trump, whether that be lawsuits, lobbying, protests, mass demonstration, phone banking, phone calls, you name it. Just to give you some examples, one of the group, it's called Cashapp, is actively suing President Trump over his birthright citizenship executive order. They also maintain a hotline where people can dox ICE raids and ICE agents. Make the Road New York has a whole deportation defense manual. They instruct illegal aliens how to avoid deportation, and they're suing President Trump over his deportation agenda. Vote Vets Action has received money from Zuckerberg. They actively oppose the Hegseth confirmation. They're having all their deranged followers pile in with lawsuits, petitions, you name it. You have this Center for American Progress, the sort of hotbed of Obama administration alums that are putting out petition after petition, lawsuit after lawsuit. They're also part of that Democracy Forward coalition, which is sort of the tip of the spear of all of the lawsuits against President Trump. And there's some really, really extremely radical open borders advocacy groups like the Black Alliance for Just Immigration, which smeared, believe it or not, the Lake and Riley Act as racist and a pipeline to mass detention and deportation.
Oh, heck,
and my favorite, Common Justice, a far left group, is actively tweeting as we speak about how they're going to resist Trump and nothing will make them back down.
I tell y'all, I knew something was different when he wore that chain and he grew his hair out and he thought he had a little he had a little swag. I knew what he was doing. He's trying to seem a little more masculine, trying to seem a little more MAGA, because he knew that once all this stuff come out and he ain't had no pardon from Biden, all you have to do is be a Biden. This would have all went away for you, Zuckerberg. But you picked the wrong team, my brother. And you was counting on your team to take out, but it didn't happen. Now, I heard us speak on immigration. Let's go ahead and how Zuckerberg is. Let's go and get an update on what's actually happening with Tom Homan as I'm smacking in y'all ear right now with all of these. I'm hungry.
San Diego has closed an office that was opened up to receive illegals. What's that tell us?
Uh-oh.
That tells us the border is more secure than it's ever been. We're going to have additional facilities built to detain for removal, not to hold to release. Detain for removal. That is what the Trump administration is doing. That's what the promise that President Trump made to the American people. We're concentrating on the export program. We're not going to be catch and release is over. So those facilities that were at great taxpayer expense to welcome people, fly them to the city of their choice, give them a free hotel room at taxpayer expense, 3 meals a day, free medical attention. Those days are over. We're going to detain, we end catch and release, and we're going to hold people to remove, not to release.
San Diego has closed an office that.
In other words, this is not the previous organization. Maybe this is not the right time to be eating. But if I ain't eat, man. But yes, no more catch and release. It's catch and deport. I don't understand the whole concept of catch and release anyway. From the Biden administration. Somebody posted this picture. Illegal immigrants can go to Iran. Mass exodus. This is what I love to hear. Trump is making America great again. What is this? Orbital Cup G? Not did I get an ad about some Orbital Cup G. Tom is the perfect man for the job. I totally agree. Hallelujah. Amen. And common sense is back. Catch and deport. I support DEI. Deport every illegal. I know that's right. Anywho. LGBTQ TikTok user is calling for everyone to find pictures of ICE agents, find their names, dates, and information, and then post it online and make it public. If you ask me, this guy is aiding and inciting people to commit a crime.
I don't know about y'all, but I personally would never tell people online to find pictures of ICE agents, find their names, date of births, all their information online, and then, make it public. I would never do that. I would never, someone on the internet, because that's awful. I would never do that. Is it a crime? Yes. Would I do it? No.
These people are disgusting, man. I mean, disgusting. But that's okay, because the other day, President Trump fired almost 24 immigrant judges per Politico. Now, many of these immigration judges are merely leftist activists helping to facilitate an invasion of our country. And the vast majority of these so-called judges were recent Biden appointees. Yeah. Y'all see Donald Trump on that call? He making that call. Hold on, wait. I'll be having a... Nah, ain't no way to say that without y'all making it sus. Anywho. I'm getting better, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm going to keep checking myself, and I'm going to keep announcing that I'm checking myself. We got to get better, and I want to be a better person. Tom Homan praises Donald Trump for what he's doing.
The president's doing a great job. And I want to say this. Look, I worked for 6 presidents. I think President Trump's the greatest president of my lifetime. He proves it every day. Every day he proves to me why he is the greatest president of my lifetime. Border numbers are down over 90% in 3 weeks.
Think about that.
And you know, I worked hard at it. You know, Kristi Noem's working hard at it. You know, the border, the chief of patrol agent working hard at it. But it was President Trump's executive orders that was a game changer, right? And we already got over almost 16,000 people we arrested in the interior. That's 3 times more than Joe Biden had a year from now. But it's not enough. We got to do more. But President Trump's leadership, when you get 90% less people coming across the border, how many women aren't being raped by the cartels? How many children aren't drowning? How many women and children aren't being sex trafficked in this country? President Trump's a game changer. And every day, I'll say it 100 times, every day he proves to me why he's the greatest president of my lifetime, what he's done.
And you know,
Man, I haven't had many presidents in my lifetime. But I can say the ones that I've been able to realize and have an understanding about, he's definitely, man, I'm so thankful to be alive at this time, despite our ups and downs. Sure, there's a great deal of Americans who are going through a great deal of things right now who probably in this moment don't feel that way. Just in this moment, just due to personal situation, life, you know, things of that nature. But man, being able to witness Donald Trump, who was a non-politician, well, prior to this second term, who was a non-politician, come in, man, and just completely, it took a non-politician to come in to show us what was actually going on and end all the conspiracies. Now, Dana Bash, you've seen Tom Homan sitting next to Mayor Eric Adams in New York, and you know they just dropped the cases on him. Dana goes, if Adam doesn't do what you want, should the DOJ reopen his investigation? Now notice they only went after him once he started talking like he was on Trump's side. Mayor Adams, that is.
Making a lot out of nothing.
What is your promise?
My promise is I'm not going to ask his officers to be immigration officers. I'm not going to push them to enforce immigration law. I told him I want to arrest the bad guy. I want to arrest the public safety threats. I want to get Rikers Island so we can get the public safety threat before they're released to the street. I want his help, especially the NYPD intelligence unit, who's the finest intelligence apparatus in the world, to help me find missing children. There are probably many are in forced labor, many are going to be in forced sex trafficking. Not all of them, but many of them. And that's a promise I made to him. Do you do law enforcement stuff? Help me get the public safety threats into children. I'm never going to ask you to arrest an illegal alien, and that is my promise. Not to make them immigration officers, but make them cops working with cops.
Amen to that.
If he doesn't do the things that you want him to do, would you be okay with DOJ reopening investigation into him? Should they do that?
That's out of my lane. I'm a border czar. I care about the border. So let DOJ do what they do. I care about removing public safety threats from the country. That's President Trump's promise to American people.
Adam says that you aren't looking into New York schools or churches as you hunt for undocumented immigrants. Did you make that commitment to him?
Well,
What? Hey, look, I know y'all upset at me because y'all probably gonna go, hey, you should have did a better job of looking up the clip before you. But man, why y'all in the clip like that? He was just about to get. I guess I just took an L, and the name of the person who posted it is Defiant L's. I just loved how, right? I'm sorry. Let me take it back for a second. What I'm noticing today, it's hard for the left wing media to try to get that gotcha moment from anybody in Trump cabinet, if I'm being honest. I mean, think about it, J.D. Vance. It would be Vivek, Elon Musk, Pam Bondi, Caroline. Like, come on, everybody, Cash Patel, Tosi, RFK, these people, they can speak for themselves and also not allow the media to try to weave them into that whole loophole of gotcha for the news sound bites and stuff like that. Yeah. In Chicago, there are ICE calling businesses. Okay, ICE is calling businesses, telling them if their workers are not American or have paperwork, they will be fined $20,000. Wow. Finally, accountability for breaking labor laws.
Two things. In Chicago, they're calling businesses, telling them if their workers are not American or have proper paperwork, it's $20,000 fine. One business has been fined up to $300,000 already in Chicago. It's been vetted. Also, if you saw any of my Jarvis videos yesterday, they were all pretty much taken down. If you want to see content like that, link in bio. You're going to have to go to my YouTube, sorry. So business owners are taking to TikTok asking for help. They want people to help them to figure out how to get around not having to hire Americans. They would rather close their doors.
Cheap labor.
American.
Cheap labor
is what they're saying. They said they built their business off the backs of illegals. What they don't say is we built our business off of not paying them very well. But now that they're being threatened, they're jumping on here trying to figure out if somebody has any information to help them get around this system. And again, stating otherwise we're closing our doors. And these people, the business owners, are legally here, but they would rather close their doors than stay open here.
I'm just happy accountability is being had. Heck yeah, charge them up to 300, 400, 500. Charge start at $1 million. Start at $1 million. Let the fine start at I guarantee you, as soon as you announce that, all these businesses gonna crumble. You know what I mean? All of them, you know what? We hiring Americans ASAP. Good riddance. I'm glad that that's happening. A long line of illegals was spotted outside of the DMV in Illinois attempting to obtain a driver's license to evade ICE. Can't make this up, y'all.
So we've got a bunch of illegal aliens over at the Secretary of State in Illinois Driver Services Facility attempting to be vagrant on ICE. And this line is deep, and all of them are all Hispanics.
I seen a black woman. Hold on. You said they all Hispanic. I seen a black right there. Clear as day. That ain't. Hold on. Let me make sure. That's a black woman. Hey, look now. I'm a Trump supporter, but I call out the BS too now. It wasn't all the most. You could have just said mostly.
And this line is deep, and all of them are all Hispanics. And what it is they are all illegal aliens waiting to get IDs so they can circumvent or attempt to circumvent ICE enforcement. The city of Chicago and the state of Illinois has even allowed these illegal aliens to use alias names.
Wow. Brandon. That's y'all, Brandon Johnson. Chicago. Brandon Johnson. Keep voting for him. You keep voting for him. Gavin Newsom. I'm sorry, I said his name wrong. Y'all know I'm horrible with names. I meant to say Gavin Newsom will be spending a whopping $9.5 billion this year to give free health care. I said free health care to illegal aliens. How does that make you feel, chat? George added that he's infuriated. He don't even live in California. Same. The federal government should freeze all funding for California until they comply with federal immigration laws. Picking illegals over citizens is treason. I thought Gavin Newsom was finally trying to get things right. Of course, they're saying that Gavin Newsom should resign in disgrace. Gunther added, y'all got him right here saying that he needs to be in the street. So it's a picture of him seemingly homeless. Is that like jean armbands? Never seen a denim armband. That's what this has to be intentional. No sane leader prioritizes illegal aliens over their own citizens like this. California is crumbling. Its citizens are struggling. But Newsom is handing out billions to illegal aliens like it's monopoly money. The logic in that, I don't get it. Because look at what happened in California right here with these illegal aliens. A California felon who brutally R-worded and murdered an 8-year-old girl after luring her with ice cream could soon be back on the streets due to woke California juvenile justice law authored by Kamala Harris during her tenure as California's Attorney General. So sad, man.
Adrian Jerry Gonzalez was 15 years old when investigators say he kidnapped Maddie Middleton, raped and killed her before stuffing her body in a trash bag. A hearing is underway to determine if Gonzalez will be freed from jail. To keep him in custody, prosecutors must prove that he is still a major threat to the community. Officials say that his upcoming 25th birthday is what triggered this hearing. Under state law, any criminal convicted in juvenile court qualifies for possible parole when they turn 25. Adrian Jerry Gonzalez.
Okay. I got it wrong. I was under the impression that it was illegal. But that's okay. I'm all right with being able to admit when I miscalculated something. However, it can bring us to this next point, though. With the way that things are going on with Gavin Newsom in California, Karen Bass, have you said her name? With their lack of action and their obvious intentional, how do I even say what I'm trying to say? The obvious intentional disregard for what the American people are actually saying that they want, man. Allowing stuff like this to happen only just makes their case 10 times worse. And also makes the case that I'm going to say Gavin Newsom needs to resign for allowing this to happen. Kamala Harris, shame on you. Shame on you, man. Before his release, Santa Cruz County DA petitioned to keep him locked up because he may be a danger to society. I mean, look what he did to this little girl, man. It says she was also responsible, Kamala. What is this? 2016 Justice Reform authorized by Kamala Harris during her tenure as California Attorney General from this article. As California Attorney General from 2011 to 2017, Harris was responsible for providing official titles and summaries for statewide ballot propositions, including Proposition 57 in 2016, not in this article. Y'all see the quote yourself. Now I'm going to sit here and have this video completely go off topic, being that I miscalculated that very last clip. But I'll just say this. If you're going to sit there and try to evade ICE to any capacity and you want to aid and abet in it, hey, man, whatever happens is supposed to happen. That's all I'm going to say. Whatever happens is supposed to happen. And not only that, I'm waiting on it to happen. This is what we voted for, okay? Thank y'all for checking out these videos. Continue to support this channel by liking and doing your comments and, hitting me up on X and Instagram and Rumble. Thank y'all. I love y'all for real, from the bottom of my heart.